Hey guys, my name is Corey, and for my Tools of the Trade project, I decided to pick digital storytelling. So, what is digital storytelling? Digital storytelling is a form of digital media production that allows everyday people to share aspects of their life or story. You can use images, movies, sound files, drawings, text, and more. Teachers can create a digital story and share it with their students for learning purposes, or they can have students create their own digital stories. So, digital story is usually approximately 2 to 3 minutes long. That can go anywhere up to 5. You wouldn't want it to be too long at like 10 or 15 minutes. That would be too much. Um, they're usually approximately 250 words and told by the storyteller himself in the first person. Um, Teachers and professionals often learn how to use or how to do digital storytelling through workshops or other educational training. Okay, so on this slide, I put some of the elements of digital storytelling. For point of view, we've already talked about that should be in the first person. The person who wrote the story should be telling the story. With a dramatic question, a question should be answered at the end of the lesson, at the end of the story to teach a lesson. Um, Emotional content, you want the content to speak to the listener in an emotional way. The gift of your voice should portray the emotions you want the listener to feel. And the power of the soundtrack. Sound effects are important and can keep the listeners entertained. With economy, be careful not to use too many words or too much information. Like I said before, around 250 words would be great. And then with pacing, you don't want to sound too rushed or even too slow because slow can be boring. So, how to use digital storytelling in the classroom. With number one, students learn from what they watch. People are more compelled to listen and learn through storytelling than they are through lectures. Number two, see technology as a storytelling tool, not as a teaching goal. Teaching and technology should never be the goal of the curriculum, but it is important for students to have some knowledge of technology. Three, allow your students to push you and lead you. Children are fast at adapting to technology, so let them help and lead each other, but you still are supposed to have knowledge of this on your own. Learn by trial and error. You should learn about the technology beforehand so you can expect the problems the students will run into and be able to help them along their way. Give your students freedom, but hold them accountable. Sometimes if you just let them have their freedom, they won't accomplish what they need. So hold the kids accountable to finish their work. You can do this by making them write a 1 paragraph description of their work, or you can have check ins to monitor their progress to make sure they're staying on track. So consider yourself the executive producer. You should just help them, lead them in the right direction that they're trying to go. Don't let them get off track and make the story crazy or anything. Don't forget to celebrate your students' work. Present and share their stories to celebrate. They will take their work more seriously if they know that it will be viewed by others. And it also just makes them feel good about themselves to have accomplished something like this. So on this page, I added two of the websites that I used when creating this. So this first one that I'm going to do is more for the students. So this is the first website that I chose to share with y'all. It's from creativeeditor.com. The piece that we're looking at is digital storytelling in the primary classroom. Let's see. This tells you that it's a powerful way to connect young listeners to reading, writing, and digital literacy. This is a little example that we could click on of a kid's story. This is telling you just a little bit about what they can create. These original stories. Here's another little example of what a child made. Pattern story adaptations. How-to instructions if they have a project about how to do something or how to make something. That would be great for that. I know I had some of those in high school. Passion projects. So these are just more for their interest, something that they would enjoy to do. There's another kid's little example. They're so cute. You can, raising awareness is a big one that is important. So you need to let your writers know that you believe in them. Give them some confidence. But this right here would give you, if you wanted to pull this up in the classroom, show them some of these examples. I thought it was just a great look into what students can create. So this next website that I'm going to pull up is more for the teachers. It just gives the teachers a little bit more info on digital storytelling. So this website is Kathy Strock's Guide to Everything, and she does a little page on digital storytelling. So it gives you, a little insight of digital storytelling right here. And then down here, it just tells you how to incorporate it into the curriculum. So the first section is digital storytelling and the standards. So you're able to, look at the framework and the standards that you would need to follow. Classroom ideas and practices. Here's just a little things that you could use to teach the students, and just some ideas that you can use for the classroom. Assessment and research. That's just some research on the digital storytelling for teachers to look into it further. Some resources are available here, and this is some just some books that you can view some of the digital storytelling that has been done. There's some samples, tools to support digital storytelling, tools to create, couple tools for planning that you and the students can use to plan out your digital storytellings. Tools for producing, for if you need to learn how to draw or edit images or edit audio, that's all right here. And all these sites will teach you how to do that and how to incorporate it into your digital storytelling. So I thought this was just great for actually learning how to do digital storytelling and looking into digital storytelling further. There's so many resources on this page. I just thought that it was awesome and super helpful. So on this page, we just have some literacy skills that are learned through digital storytelling. Students will learn research skills and writing skills, organization, technology, presentation skills, interview skills, interpersonal skills, problem solving, and assessment skills. I mean, that's a lot of skills to learn through just one easy, fun activity, and also for the teachers to learn all these skills as well. There's just a little insight in what all that means and how you learn that through the digital storytelling. So some of the pros and cons of digital storytelling, it requires higher thinking skills, which is great for students in the classroom. It's fun and encourages hard work. The technology usage is great for today in the classroom. They will use these skills in the future and promotes imagination and creativity. I think I skipped this one up here. Must take info accumulated from class to create original stories. So that's still in with the imagination and creativity. So some of the cons, creating a digital story may be a little complex, and some concerns if it's a group project would be that most of the work would fall onto one student's shoulders. Some ways to fix these cons would be by assigning each student a specific part of the project, or by allowing students to sign up for certain parts. So they can be a little bit time consuming and fairly difficult, but to help students from getting frustrated, you can plan out how and where to do this project. Just give them a little more comfort in how they're going to get this done. So I posted my reflection here. I'm just going to read a little part of it, but my whole reflection's over here on the right. So digital storytelling is a fun and easy way to learn about and create stories. It is great in the classroom because it grabs students' attention, promotes active listening, creates a sense of community, reaches reluctant learners, and stimulates imagination and creativity. Teachers can use digital storytelling in the classroom by creating their own story to share with the class, or having students create their own projects for educational use. Although digital storytelling can be complex, it is fun for students and requires higher thinking skills. Students can learn a variety of literacy skills by creating a short story that is fun and educational for all. For all these reasons, digital storytelling is used in many classrooms across the United States. I had a very interesting time learning about digital storytelling. I had never experienced digital storytelling before, and I thought this was a great tool for in the classroom. I also learned a lot about Screencast-O-Matic. I thought this was a great source that we learned to use. I will be able to use this tool in the future and for future projects. And for students, that is a great way to create projects. I think that Screencast-O-Matic should be used in the classroom as well. But for digital storytelling, I just thought that this source was awesome, and I'm so glad I got the chance to learn about it. This is my bibliography, just some of the sources I used to gather some information and learn about it. So check out these sources, they're pretty awesome. And thank you for listening.